Hi, it is Anika, and I'm here to give you my 5-month carnivore update, and I'm really excited. Let's jump right into it. I have not lost any additional weight, so I'm still at weight loss of 15 pounds, which I am totally okay with because, as I said last month, and it's still true now, I continue to just feel like I am just leaning out. As a matter of fact, in my 3-month update, I kind of shared a story about how I got a jacket on sale in my new size, my then new size, and how I was so excited about it. Well, I went to try that same jacket on, put that same jacket on the other day, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is feeling a little bit bigger now. It's a little bit too big. So now I have to pass that jacket on, but it's exciting for me because even though the scale is not budging, my body composition, like I said last month, continues to change. So that's kind of exciting. So don't focus just on the scale. Focus on how your clothing is fitting you. And my mom, God bless her heart, has made it quite clear to me. She's like, you don't need to lose any more weight. She's funny. Moms will always be moms. So in any case, I am feeling wonderful overall. I am loving the progress. I am doing this not just for weight loss, but also to just heal some gut issues and some autoimmune issues that I have. And I have to say that I did a video about, my alopecia, and here I am 5 months into the carnivore diet, and I can't say that I see any significant improvement in hair growth. It's still some fine hair that's growing in certain areas, but again, nothing to really write home about. But I still celebrate the small changes that I see, but I can't sit here and say that, yeah, I now have a full head of hair, because that's not the case. But I'm still very prayerful and still just believe in the Lord to do a miracle in my body, and just participating in the process by just trying out this carnivore diet. I feel like one of the main reasons why I have been able to be successful and stick with this is because I have made it my own journey. Like, I listen to different videos on YouTube, but I realize that I can't be a carbon copy to what they are doing, because all of our bodies are different and personalities are different. Where some people can eat beef all the time, I know that that's not me. So I can't say, oh, so-and-so did it this way, so I must stick to it just this way. Like, I know that if I do it the way so-and-so does it, that may set me up for failure. So I've made it my own. For example, I don't eat beef every single day. I try to stick within, just eating animal products, but I try to do variety. And, I may eat sardines, I'll eat chicken, I'll eat lamb. I do different things because for me, I know that I like variety. And as a matter of fact, if you want some ideas of what to cook for variety on the carnivore diet, you can click on the link above for my What I Eat in a Day carnivore playlist. So I just want to encourage you to, yes, listen to what other people are saying, but also listen to your body. You know yourself. You don't have to do it exactly the same way that someone else does it. And don't let people tell you, well, that's not, because, everyone wants to come along and give their 2 cents. For example, I know that the strictest form of carnivore only use salt, and I get it. And for the most part, most of my meals, that's what I do. But there are times where I may add rosemary to my lamb. There are times where I may add a little garlic, and I am okay with that. Just as long as my body is not responding negatively to these things, I go ahead and I do it. So make it your own. And I feel like that has been a huge part in terms of helping me to stay with it and not to give up. The other thing that has been really interesting is the social aspect. And I found myself in a few social settings where I felt like really bad, because you don't want to be offensive when you're around people and not eat what they put before you, right? So it's like and then you don't always want to find yourself in a position of giving a speech as to why you can't eat certain things. And I try to be discreet about it, but you always have that one person that's like, well, why aren't you eating this? And they're chomping down on a piece of potato, and you don't want to go into a grand speech of saying, well, because I know that potatoes really aren't good for you, and at least for me it's not, you know, like, because then it comes off as you being judgmental. So it's just, I'm still trying to navigate that space, and in certain social settings, I'll bring my food with me or I'll eat beforehand. And sometimes I just want to like wear a shirt that says, don't ask me about my eating habits, right? Because it's just, I don't know what it is. I think people feel uncomfortable because whenever they hear that you're doing something extreme, because it's something that they can't wrap their mind around it. And I don't think that they mean to do that, because I've probably done it to others too, right? Without realizing it, that it's kind of this awkward type thing going on. So I'm still learning how to navigate that space. Now, with that said, there's been certain social settings that I've gone into knowing that I'm sticking to this carnivore thing. And then there's others, a few times this month, where like this weekend I spoke at a Jamaican prayer breakfast. And if you want to hear what I spoke on, you can click on the link above. But it was a Jamaican prayer breakfast. I'm Jamaican. I knew going into it, they were gonna have ackee, saltfish, dumpling, bananas, and all these things. And I went into it knowing, yeah, today I'm not carnivore. I'm going to eat everything set before me. But that was my choice going into it. Now, I dealt with the aftermath, but the next day, got back up and did what I needed to do. So, here I am 5 months in, feeling great, energy is on point, still sleeping well, bathroom situation working well, everything is doing what it needs to do. And I think I'm going to have the same approach that I've had the previous months, is that I'm going to continue until my body says otherwise. I am careful, like I've said before, to not lock myself in to say this is what I'm going to do until I breathe my last breath. But if it's working, if it's not broken, why change it? So I'm going to continue on, and this should be really interesting with the holiday season coming up. I have already made up my mind that it's just not worth like just going out and just consuming everything that I know I shouldn't. Now, I may have a little bit of things here and there, but it's not something that I'm going into like, okay, I'm just gonna abandon ship altogether and just like consume all these things, because my tummy is just not happy. And it's when you've operated and see how your body can feel when you do what works for it, it's kind of hard to go back to constantly eating the wrong things. And again, it's not to say that I don't ever have cheat days, but it's just not as appealing anymore. So anyway, that is that. If you are on the fence, I just want to encourage you, go ahead, dive in. It's totally worth it. Oh, one more thing that I forgot to mention is that I before was trying to aim for 10,000 steps a day, and the weather has changed, and I normally go outside and walk, and I have not been as consistent. So now I'm hitting on average like 5,000 to 6,000 steps a day, but that still has not impacted like my results. It's not like I've gained weight as a result. So that's kind of encouraging to know. All right, so that is it for my 5-month update, and we will see you next month. All right, you be blessed.